there are a lot of professional services companies that are probably similar in size to you guys, 75 employees, maybe a little bit less, where they don't have, as many team members in the human capital function to help out with all these things. In some cases, it might be one person that's running HR and is also in charge of talent acquisition. What advice would you have for folks that are in that position where they're on a lean team and there are so many things in front of them, specifically as it relates to the hiring process? How can they start to build in the rigor that you guys have when it's maybe one or two people?
Yeah, that's a great point. And we do have a robust team for our size at the moment. It has been a strategic decision to retain the recruiting team that we have. Both of them came from agency prior, and just knowing the very specific technical needs that we have, we found it to be a competitive advantage to have that. But you're right. A lot of companies our size would not have that. I think, too, we want and expect to grow. So that is a big part of that strategic decision. I think the biggest thing is, clear is kind. So figure out what that process is going to be really clear about that with your leadership team. That may mean that you need to ask more from your hiring managers. Right now we have the privilege of having our recruiters finding candidates mostly proactively. So we're not just getting the people applying, we're going and knocking on doors. And so if you don't have that, then it does need to be your managers too, really tapping into their network, going to different networking things, talking about what those roles are. And I think we found the best hires are usually through some type of relationship that you have. And then, it might mean less interviews. We have the luxury of being able to do that at the moment, but you got to just figure out what you can work with, right? And there's risk, with everything. With the way that we're approaching it right now, it's risk that maybe it's too much. We have to talk about that sometimes. And if you don't have all that layers, then it's risk you might not make the right hire. So it is, it comes down to risk management. What are you able to do? What are you willing to maybe be a little riskier on? And then just figure out what that process looks like and lay it out and be clear and just follow it. But yeah, every point in time, it's going to look a little different depending on our resources and the situation.